Welcome to the morning show. I am Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at the
fabulous Arizona Center.
And today we are joined by another one of my Women's 360 sisters, Kim, who is with the Entrepreneur's Source, and she is talking about franchising.
Yeah, a really interesting conversation.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I'm
and
sitting
we could have
here.
gone into the whole history of franchises here, but I didn't quite do the McDonald's bit.
Yeah.
Bob's Big Boy, but that's for
Bob's
another time.
Big Boy, I know. But no, this was actually, yeah, a really, really interesting talk that we had with Kim, and it's an option that I don't know that a lot of people think about, especially if you are a small business owner or you're already into kind of the entrepreneurship lifestyle. This is something to consider, and she's very cool, makes it very easy to understand. So if you're interested at all in getting into a franchisement, what a great way to get your feet wet and kind of learn about how to do that.
And really just her wanting to showcase the education that goes on with that as a way to help you make an informed decision. She
was a teacher, so it comes really naturally, that teaching style.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's meet Kim. We'll also have contact information available if you do want to reach out to Kim and work with her and get a session on the books. So hope you enjoy it, and let us know if you end up deciding to franchise. We'd love to hear about your journey.
What you decide to do. I mean, we're here for you. Welcome back to the morning show. I am Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at the fabulous Arizona Center. Marshall, are you ready to meet another one of my Women 360 sisters?
Another one. Oh my gosh.
At least they're all delightful.
Well, I know, exactly. I mean, all of them have been really amazing so far. So I'm excited to see what's next.
And Kim is going to continue that tradition.
Hi, Melissa. Hello, Marshall. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for being here.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
she was at the very first Women 360 event that I went to, which was that lunch at Kiln. Yeah, so that was my very first time going to any Women's 360 event, and that was really cool. But you got to share a little bit about the Entrepreneur's Source, and we would love for you to tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, absolutely. So the Entrepreneur Source is actually a franchise. I am a franchisee owner of the Entrepreneur Source. And what we do is we help people that are either in transition of careers or want to have multiple streams of income or diversify their portfolios.
Okay.
And what we do is we educate them about franchising. We give them a very safe space to learn, and we guide them through the process.
Okay.
So it's not even about pushing people down the franchise path. It's really about, let's first of all talk about where are you now and where would you like to go? You know, what specifically are those goals, dreams, expectations that you have?
Yeah.
And we want to look at things holistically. So we want to look at your professional goals as well as your personal goals. So many people are looking for that work-life balance, if not a harmony, to have with their life and work. So we look at that, and we actually specifically talk to them about their income, lifestyle, wealth, and equity goals.
Okay.
And we want people to dream and dream big. You know, think back like when we were kids, failure was not an option, and so I want people and my clients to think big because you never know what's possible. And then we take them on a guided path of what, if they're interested in moving forward, we talk about what type of business ownership people are interested in learning about, full-time or semi-absentee, because there are some people that want to keep their corporate jobs and do the multiple stream of income or diversifying. And we do have those. So there's full-time ownership and semi-absentee ownership.
Okay.
That people can learn about.
Okay.
And then we also go ahead and talk to them about the industries that they would be interested in learning about. In our inventory, we have 20 different industries and over 200 brands, with the Entrepreneur Source being one of them.
Okay.
So I went through the exact same process that I take my clients through.
Okay.
So I went through this process, and this is how I ended up as being a franchisee owner of the Entrepreneur Source.
Okay.
So what made you determine that going into franchisement was the right fit for you? And how can maybe your understanding of that help some of these other folks that are considering to pursue this?
Sure, absolutely. Great question. I had always thought of business ownership, right? I just didn't know where I would come up with an idea. My sister and I would talk about ideas. We actually did some things on the side, but we just didn't know what to do, how to make it a business. When we were offered the opportunity to learn about franchising, that is really what I needed. I learned that it's a system, it's processes that are already in place, a system that's been proven. They hold your hand pretty much to say,
Right.
you know, this is what you do for step 1, this is what you do for step 2. They train you, we have ongoing coaching. And starting an independent business for me was just too overwhelming for me
Right.
to even start. So learning about the franchising model, a business in a box,
Yeah.
really did make sense for me.
Okay. And I always volunteer to ask like the stupid literal questions,
right,
just
right.
because I know there's people out there going, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're talking about franchising, because I love the way you described it, right? It's like, so you're not necessarily learning how to franchise your business.
Correct.
Right? These are established businesses that you are able to enter into and own.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Yes.
And I always do tell people that I'm not getting you to do what I do
Yeah.
unless you want to learn about it, unless it is something that you want to learn about.
Right.
Which is how I started. I'm like asking my coach, you know, but yes, there are 200 other brands. And our goal is to really give you the vast information. We want to start off very broad.
Right.
And we actually, when we present possibilities, that we present 3 different brands. One may be a brand that they like, one may be a brand that they're okay with, and a third brand, they may say to me, you know, what the heck did you give me that brand for? That's not at all what I was thinking. But it's not about the industries. In the beginning, you're not making decisions about if this is the industry or not. We really do emphasize learning as much as you can first.
Okay.
I always challenge my clients and I remind them, you're not making a decision yet. I
Right.
don't want to know what you think yet because you haven't learned enough yet.
Okay.
So there are steps that they have to go through to learn. And we actually have a statistic with our business that 95% of the people that have gone into business with us have actually went into something that they would have dismissed early on.
Oh, that's interesting.
But because we challenge them to have that open mind and learn about all the different possibilities, then they learn what the different businesses can bring. Because a lot of times you'll start with your passions.
Right.
And passions don't always make the income or give you the lifestyle that you are really desiring.
Yeah.
So what are some of those industries? I mean, because we're all probably familiar with some of the fast food chains,
Sure.
but there's lots of other things that are franchises.
Sure.
So just kind of like, what are some of the highlights?
Right. Of course, everyone thinks of fast food right away. And so there's businesses like mine, coaching, education. There are C-suite coaching businesses out there. There are the home services businesses, so like your plumbing, your roofing, your electric, HVAC, cleaning businesses. There actually is a brand that does crime scene cleanup. Yes, you know, the things you don't think of, all the way to dog waste, you know, pickup.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we do have some very slightly few food and beverage.
Okay.
And of course many more that I'm.
Right. No,
Right.
And that was saying is I didn't want to hear about all of them,
Sure.
but just kind of like, what are some of the ideas, just so it kind of gets people percolating
I'm
about
really
Right.
intrigued about the crime scene cleanup. Like I wouldn't have thought about that being an option for franchising.
Oh yeah, no, there was the Queen of Clean, who used to be on one of the local TV stations here.
Yeah.
She had a spot on TV, but her day gig was crime scene cleanup.
Oh, I didn't know that was her day gig.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Right.
Okay, so I know you said there's kind of a lot of exploration that goes into at least the beginning part of this process. What maybe are some of the common things that you notice for people that are ready for this and this would be a good fit for them? What are some kind of markers that you could think about for that? Yeah.
Sure. People, number one, that have been laid off.
Okay.
They have corporate burnout. They have no control of their time, their their finances, and people that want that control.
Okay.
Veterans are always really good because transitioning out of the military into civilian life, they're used to following systems and processes. So I always enjoy doing the recruit military and anything I can do to help with the veterans.
Okay.
What are some of the misconceptions out there about franchises?
Good question. That it takes a ton of money.
That's what I was going to ask next.
Yeah.
How much money do you have?
That's what I was like. It's like, okay, let's get into those questions that people ask, because I was like, it's like, does it take like, I need $1 million to start this? Because
and that's what people initially think. I don't have enough money. Well, how do you know that? Are you going based on what other people have said? So let's find out. You know, we have investments from $50,000 all the way to the millions.
Okay.
But we also put you in front of funding education. So we want as much education as we can. So we have affiliates that we put you in front of. They are the experts, I'm not. So I want them to explain it correctly. And what they do is they talk about the different programs that are available and then also the requirements for those programs.
Okay.
And then that way you can kind of have a different idea. If you find something that you're interested in, you can kind of start thinking about how you might want to fund that business if you decide in fact to go that way.
Okay. So you probably don't know the exact number. I'm not trying to put pressure on you, but I'm like, how many people do you think get into franchising? Like, is that, I feel like that's not something we talk about, or that we've had a lot of guests on that have like talked about this. Like, it seems sort of this little blip, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's more people than I realize.
Right. There isn't a number out there, and of course I'm forgetting the number right now, but there is a high number, percentage rate of people that want to go into business for themselves but don't.
Okay.
Because of fear, finances, we call them the F words, right?
Yeah.
Family. So I would say if you're interested in looking to see the small family-owned businesses can be franchises as well, look in your strip malls as you're driving through your town. You have the home services we said, the restaurants, of course, that you have.
Right.
So there are many more people that own franchises out there than you think.
Okay.
Maybe you think because you see Mr. Reuter out there that is a corporate, but that is a franchise.
Okay.
And then that still is a small family-owned business.
Okay.
It's not an independent small family-owned business, but it is that owner's family business. They can bring the family involved and get them involved as well.
Okay, so I'm super intrigued by this. I want to get a little more literal just because I'm curious. So right, like I've started technically 2 or 3 businesses now. It's a lot of work. Like it is so much work. And the idea of like reiterating again and kind of thinking about my next 10 years, it's like, oh God, but I don't know that I want to do a 9 to 5 again.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, okay, let's say I'm interested in going this route. So what does that look like? How is it different than owning my own business versus coming on and being a franchise owner? What are the differences there?
Good question. So first of all, like I said in the beginning, they'll help you starting out the business. They've got the manual. You follow it step by step. They also, and this is one of the things I do talk about with my clients, what are the skills and abilities that you either want help with, even if you know how to do them, but you don't want to do them, or things that you don't know how to do. And how are those franchisors going to give you that support? Okay. We always come back to that question because that's very important. For myself, I wanted help with social media. I wanted help with marketing, and our franchise helps us with that. Okay. We may have to go and do a little bit more on our own, but they do initially help us with that. Yeah. So that's one of the things, as you get that support. You're not wearing all the hats. Okay. As if you were to start an independent business. Yeah. People have already gone through these and they have learned from their mistakes and made things better so that we as a new franchisee don't have to go through those hardships and have those bumps in the road. They've already been ironed out. If it's an established brand. Now we also have newer brands, emerging brands that are newer, and there's positives and negatives for both. If somebody wants, hey, you know what, all of my state is open, I have territory, I can choose whatever territory I want, where if it's more established, more of the territories are taken up because they've been around for a while.
Right.
Well, and I think especially
Yeah.
in like a city like Phoenix that's so quickly growing as a megapolitan area, those emerging brands are kind of, I mean,
Did
people,
you say megapolitan? That's a good word.
oh yeah, no,
I love that word.
no, that's the descriptor of the whole thing.
I've not heard that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, that's
so
a
yeah,
great word.
yeah, no, I mean, and so because there's so much under that umbrella, but because of the diversity and the ebb and flow of things, I mean, like right now you're seeing a lot, I think, of Asian chains now coming in, those Asian franchises coming in.
Yeah.
We don't have, like, what specific ones are you talking about? Do you
Well,
have
I
any
mean,
idea?
it's like, you know, especially with like TMSC coming in.
Yes.
It's like you have a lot of franchises that are coming in, and people are going, oh, it's, I mean, like right now, people in Scottsdale, Fashion Square, Din
Yes.
Tai Fung, this
Right.
restaurant that is global.
True.
And everyone's like, oh, when's it opening? When's it opening? When's it opening?
Right. No, I get
So,
that. I get that.
But and I think it's like, and then there's smaller places that are kind of doing that same thing, where it's like, this is from Taiwan, this is from
True.
Korea.
True.
So-
Right. So, and I always tell people, you know, as you're driving through your community, see what you need, you know,
Right.
but also don't be afraid of competition. A lot of people, another thing they are afraid of is, oh, that's oversaturated. Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm like, well, don't let oversaturation, you know, put you into fear. And I'm not progressing forward, because I know I was at one of the speaking events here in the building earlier, and the owner of Dutch Bros was there, and he had one on one side of the street. He built another one on the other side of the street. And one of the clients asked him, oh, when are you going to tear down that building? He's like, I'm not. I'm still making money.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't know. And look at all the different coffee shops that are still popping up.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
it's needed.
Yeah.
So competition is not a bad thing.
Yeah. Well, this is really fascinating. Share how people maybe can learn from you and get more information. Is there like an initial consult that they're able to get with you?
Yes. And one
Okay.
of the things I want to mention too, that there's no cost or obligation to work with me.
Okay.
Like I really, I am like a realtor. If you're looking at houses, if you decide to invest in the house and that's what you do, I am paid by a third party.
Okay.
They never pay me.
Got
Clients
it.
never pay me. Also, if you don't buy a house, this isn't the right time, or you're not finding the right one and people walk away, you're never paying the realtor.
Yeah.
So same with me.
Okay.
I just hope that people have such a great time and find value in what we're going through, that they want to go ahead and pass my name out there.
Yeah.
It really is about giving people that safe space to learn. And I'm a former elementary school teacher, so it really does fall in line with my educational background.
Yeah. Okay.
So I really do, I will challenge people on keeping an open mind and learning about the possibilities. But if it's not for them, it's not for them.
Yeah.
You know, but it just gives people that space to learn. I never even knew there was an opportunity like that
Yeah.
to learn before. But yes, I have a website. It's K Boike, eSourceCoach.com. And that is my website. It is a free consultation. You can set up, there's my calendar link on the website. You can go ahead, schedule a call with me, a half hour,
Okay.
and we kind of dive into why you're interested in learning, or why are you interested in making a change, and have that initial conversation to see if I can be of assistance.
Beautiful. And we'll have that website and contact information
will be-
included in the episode, so you don't have to remember. But this is so cool that basically no pressure environment. It's just all about education and getting you informed. And if you're like me, you know, December is kind of the month that you're really starting to reflect and think about how 2025 went, what you want to be different in the new year. So this is a great time, I think, to take advantage of something like this, to explore an option that maybe you didn't even know existed for you, that could give you some freedom and a different way of just you know, existing and enjoying your life. So thank you so much
You
for
are so
sharing
welcome.
about
Thank you
this.
for having me.
Yeah, thank
Real
you.
pleasure.
All right, well, we'll be right back after this with more awesome stuff, so don't go anywhere.